Oh, man, did you see some people attending former President Trump's campaign announcement the other night were reported to have been blocked by security personnel when they tried to leave? Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Trevor Noah said, a club is bad when you need a bouncer to keep people in. Say what you want about Trump, but the man takes his border security seriously. Nobody's getting out. We're going to build a wall. Build a wall. Keep them in. Kimmel said it was like a room full of Melanias begging to be set free. Trevor, I actually feel bad for the crowd. They were probably scared as hell. Oh, no, we're trapped in here. Trump has locked us up. He's locked us up. He's locked us up. Fantastic. Trevor Noah's guest was former President Obama. Trevor Noah asked the former president if he misses his name since everybody calls him Mr. President now. Obama was calm, cool, and collected, and he joked, "My best friends call me Barack. You should call me Mr. President." He talked about the midterms. He said the reason we did better than expected can be attributed to not me or anything I did. We recruited some excellent candidates. They're committed, passionate, down to earth. They connect with people. So I come in mainly to shine a spotlight on them. The second thing that happened, we've seen it for 3 elections, so I'm starting to feel pretty hopeful, is that this is a habit. Young people are voting. Trevor asked him about the 170 election deniers that made it into office. The former president said it's funny how those people don't deny their own elections when they win. But what's important is that because of some really concerted efforts in a lot of important states, some of the most egregious, prominent, and potentially dangerous election deniers, they got thumped, they got beat. Joe Coy plays Las Vegas tonight, and the Las Vegas Weekly had the shilliest shill quote from Joe Coy that I've ever seen someone shill. Are you ready? So Joe Coy plays Las Vegas tonight, and he said, "There are other arenas, big giant ones in Las Vegas, but there's something special about T-Mobile just sitting there on the strip." All right, so far not so bad, right? Joe Coy continued, "Locals claim it, and people from out of town, when you say T-Mobile Arena, they know it. It's already an iconic part of Vegas. Joe Coy, I am not from Las Vegas. We have no idea what you're talking about." That's a shill quote. I understand you're playing there, you get paid, I get it, but stop. Marc Maron is going to shoot a new comedy special, this one for HBO, not the other one where you watch something and then chill. Marc Maron will tape the special at Town Hall in New York, great venue, on Thursday, December 8th. It's his 5th special. It's not going to air until 2023, though. Nina Rosenstein is the executive vice president of HBO programming, and she gave a Sudi quote saying, "We're longtime fans of everything Marc does, from his iconic podcast to his fearless stand-up. His new hour is deeply personal and darkly funny." All his hours are deeply personal and darkly funny. "The long overdue collaboration is an extra special one for us." Marc Maron, in a less shilly quote, said, "I've always wanted to do an HBO special my entire life, literally my entire life. Not since I started doing comedy, but since I started watching comedy as a kid. It was where the real comedy happened. I'll jump in there. Yes, if you were of a certain age, like me and Marc Maron, HBO was the place for comedy. You see all those Carlin specials, etc." Maron said, "I'm honored to be working with them. It's been a few hard years, and the hour I've been working on is very provocative and personal. I trust HBO to present it properly because they have the courage to have a point of view as a network, and they get the deep funny." Atsuko Atsaka has a special coming to HBO December 10th. That one's called The Intruder. She said she learned how to socialize from her grandmother, and that's one of the reasons she had trouble blending. She says, "Whenever I tried to make friends as a kid, I was always like telling war stories." The Intruder on HBO December 10th, directed by Tig Notaro. From the AV Club, hashtag 6 seasons in a movie, Danny Pudi shares that he found out about the Community movie from Joel McHale texting him the night before the official announcement. He said, "Joel McHale started it, texted me, but it was truly so last minute. Everything is last minute. I get a text from my agent saying it's going to be announced tomorrow morning." Then I'm talking to Joel, we're figuring it out, and he's telling me what time he's going to post, but it was so exciting because this is something we've been talking about and waiting for and hoping this would actually take place. And turns out the prophecy has come true, hashtag 6 seasons in a movie. Now, one of the funny stories I've seen about Joel texting people, instead of texting Gillian Jacobs, who stars as Britta in Community, he accidentally tweeted Gillian Anderson. You know her as Scully from The X-Files. Gillian Anderson was quite surprised to find out she was playing Britta. No, relax. Gillian Jacobs is back as Britta. Gillian Anderson not in the Community movie, as far as we know. Danny says, "It's been a while, but I will say, much like this show, it starts with the writing. So when I get a Mythic Quest script," I haven't seen the new season yet. I got to get on that. My son's home for Thanksgiving. We'll probably watch that together. When I get a Mythic Quest script, I'll think about it and I'll sit with it. And then I'll just kind of sit with that world for a little bit. And that's what I would do with Community as well. We get a script and we sit with it. We think about how Abed's feeling and all these things. And how's Abed navigating that? Is he a pillow or is he a blanket guy? I'll think about those things for a little while. I do imagine it's going to take a little bit of time to get back into that headspace, but I'm excited to see that script and dive back into it. Chicago Sun-Times caught up with Cameron Esposito. She cut her chops performing in Chicago at local showcases like the Lincoln Lodge. Love that name. She later started the popular Cole's Wednesday night open mic. Those early years meant accepting that she would likely be the only queer-identifying comic and the only female comic on the bill. Though she faced abuse and harassment from other comics, she says, "I've always felt like I've had more faith in my comedy than some other comics because I was going to be one of the first people talking about that life experience on stage." Sir Billy Connolly has announced the Sir Billy Connolly Spirit of Glasgow Award. It's open to any performer, group, show, or venue involved in the Glasgow International Comedy Festival. That festival has its 20th edition in 2023. Sir Billy turns 80 on November 24th, and he said, "Glasgow defies description. Many great men and women have tried to describe its spirit and failed miserably. What do you say about a town that dances, sings, plays, and jokes differently from anybody else? The winner of this award will have to be a nutter like me." And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your shows. Now tomorrow, I'm going to take a look at that WKRP Thanksgiving episode and Adam Sandler's Thanksgiving song, and I'll have some new information on the top. So tomorrow's like 2/3 of a rerun, but a new fresh top. Are you being lazy, Johnny Mac? No, I will explain tomorrow why I chose to do this. See you then.